Welcome back to the MK10 YouTube channel, where today we are going to go through all the racing games that are either scheduled or rumored to be coming out in 2022. I am a massive racing fan. I watch nearly every single F1 race. I try and keep up with the World Rally and also the Supercross, but it's hard to keep in track with every single one, but I do try my best. But then that also translates into racing games. My very first game was Need for Speed Underground 2 on the GameCube. By magical instance, I fell in love with the series, and ever since then I've just loved racing games. But first, before we even get into all of that, please hit the sub button, ring that bell so you can see when a new video release. Leave a comment down below on what genre of games that you enjoy, and if you want me to cover that genre, and just leave a comment in general of what you enjoyed in the video. And to start off with, we are going to go through all the confirmed games, and then later on in the video I will go into more detail on some of the games that are confirmed and also that are like a safe bet. Well, to start off with, all the confirmed games coming out is Grid Legends, which is coming on the 25th of February to all platforms. Gran Turismo 7, which is coming out the 4th of March, which obviously is only to PlayStation exclusive. Then we do have an interesting car racer kind of game, the Turbo Grand Prix, coming out the 10th of March to the Switch only. Then we do have Monsters Energy Supercross 5, which is coming out the 17th of March to all platforms. A game that I am super looking forward to next is Test Drive Unlimited Soul Crown, coming out the 22nd of September to all platforms. Now these next games are confirmed but do not have a release date yet, which is Dakar Desert Rally to all platforms, Kart Crafter, which is only coming to PC, MX versus ATV Legends coming to all platforms, and Redout 2, which is also coming to all platforms. There is some honorable mentions that I do have, which is Carrick Street, which was pushed back a year. It was meant to come out last year, I believe November time, but now it's coming out in September the 8th. Victory Heat Rally, which does not have a release date, but the demo is out on Steam. And also the last one is You Suck of Parking, which also has the demo out on Steam. Both previous mentioned games are only going to be in PC, but there is rumours that there will be some ports, and actually I believe You Suck of Parking may be on PC only to Game Pass, if I remember correctly. There is one port this year that I could find details about, which is Assetto Corsa Competenze. I really am bad at Italian, but that is coming to the next gen consoles. And these next games are not confirmed, but they're very safe bet, which ends up being most of the sport ones like F1 2022, MotoGP 2022, World Rally Championship 11, NASCAR 2022, and there is three more others that are safe bets, which is British Touring Car Championship, the next edition in the Forza Motorsport family, and obviously Need for Speed, which was previously mentioned. Now, before I get in more depth on some of these games, I would like to remind you down in the description there's links towards Red Dragon and also Killer Jerky, where you can help support the stream and also get an amazing deal on PC accessories and apparel, and also some amazing tasting jerky, which do also do some sweets. The links are down below. You use my link, you will get 5% and 10% off respectively. And let's get into some more of these games in detail. I am going to start off with Need for Speed 2022. Obviously, these are not confirmed details, these are rumours. But there is a rumour that we're not going to get just one Need for Speed game, we're going to get two. But sadly, the second one will be a mobile game, but it is being made by the same developers of Call of Duty Mobile, which, yeah, it gets some slack, but it is a well-made game. And it's rumoured to be on the Unreal Engine 4 and it's going to be an open world multiplayer. And if it's anything like 2015 release, when they did the Need for Speed 2015 release with the mobile game, I think it's No Limits. That mobile game was released, I think, a month or two before the main game. If they do the same, most likely they are going to be linked, but we'll have to wait and see. But with the main game, there is rumoured to be focusing on the single player, which for me and quite a few Need for Speed fans, yes, the single player has been good in the last couple of games, but it was so focused on that the multiplayer was an afterthought. So we will have to wait and see if they have like separated the teams to one's focus on the single player and one's focus on the multiplayer, but we will see. But they are rumoured to be making a better storyline, which was a problem with previous games. They weren't just long enough, they was just too short. You could finish them in a day if you really sat down and did it. They are looking to improve the graphical output, improvements to like the cartoony art style they're going for, and it's rumored to be set in Chicago, which for me, I kind of like the open areas, but depending on how they do this, there might be some really good drifting sections and then some drag sections as well. We just have to wait and see. There is a picture that's been leaked, which I will put up on the screen now, which shows a cartoony art style logo like, which is along the same art style as Pro Street Heat. So it seems like they are going to continue with that style. But for me, it does seem like they are putting money into this. EA is putting money into the game to try and get a studio like they did with Black Box Ghost to make racing games. They're going to keep, I believe they're going to keep Codemasters separate. Maybe if they do combine studios, they'll pluck some producers, some special effects and artists and stuff like that, to merge them together to maybe make one big studio. Only time will tell. I am going to move on to Test Drive Solo Crown now. I have always loved the Test Drive series. I've played the first one and the second one to death. Sadly, I do not have that profile anymore. Obviously, when you grow up, you do lose profiles. But this new addition to the Test Drive family will be set in Hong Kong, on the Hong Kong island, to a one by one scale. It's going to be open world. It's going to be an open world MMO style game where you are driving and there's going to be other players driving, a bit like The Crew in that aspect, but I believe Test Drive will do it a lot better. There'll be a lot more stuff in the world to look at, and also make you feel more immersed. There is going to be a crew versus crew battle, but that's more like the story aspect where you pick one crew. I think we have the names of them. They are called the Streets and the Sharps, but they do have similar driving and love for luxury cars, but they have completely different ideas of how the street racing world should be viewed and acted in. By the looks of some of the trailers, there will be gambling aspects, like a casino gamblings, or maybe there might be some pink slip races. We will have to wait and see. It is going to be using the World Rally Championship 8 handling and performance model, and it will still have the classic open world championship that is known by Test Drive. But with that, I believe they will be keeping the license system, which helps you feel like you're progressing through the game. But I do hope they don't do what 2 did and just help you progress too fast. And I hope that it takes a bit longer this time. There is going to be an in-depth avatar customization like there is in all the games, but I am hoping you can still buy some ridiculous houses, because obviously that's what the testament of the Test Drive universe is, that you can also like live a second life, buy houses, buy garages, customize your character, stuff like that. Now I'm going to talk about Blood Legends. I'm not going to talk too in depth because the game is coming out next month and I will be covering it. It most likely will be a review on this channel, so please keep tuned in for that. But the most important thing of this game is there will be a cross-platform multiplayer, where you can be on an Xbox One and play against a PlayStation 5 and PC players. The Driven Glory mode is the narrative-driven story mode, which has been filmed using a mix of reality progresses and also like CGI green screen, which, yes, obviously they did do quite a little bit of this in F1, but this has got more detail now. It feels like EA is giving them more reign to do this. And it's estimated to have a 8 to 10 hour campaign, which is amazing. It's not too long, it's not too short. This is like the perfect length for a racing game. As previously mentioned at the beginning, there is going to be an interesting kart racer for the Switch, not just obviously Mario. I believe this is going to be in place of Mario for this year. Mario will be pushed back for another year or two, called Chocobo Grand Prix. Obviously that's a Final Fantasy reference, where you will be able to race as a turbo, but also there's going to be other characters in there. And for me, the standout mode is the Turbo Grand Prix mode, which you go up against 64 other players online in the knockout tournament style race. Now, they have confirmed there's going to be season passes, and this is going to, most likely this is going to be the biggest mode for this game, and you most likely will see quite a few streamers playing this game and showing off this game. There is going to be a light version for this, where you can play the single player and a little bit of the single player and the multiplayer. Especially you can do the 64 mode. But when you do buy the full game, all your save data does get transferred over to the game, which is a good move, because obviously when you buy a game, you need save data to move over. You have a local split screen as well, which most games do not have these days, which is amazing. Obviously you want to play with your friends when you buy this on the Switch, and with your children as well. But obviously, as previously mentioned, there is an online player. And the last game I'm going to go into detail about is Carrick Street, which is in the same series as Carrick Drift Online, which quite a lot of people do enjoy. But this is from the same company. It's going, for me, it gives me straight Need for Speed Underground 2 vibes. It fills a void, and most likely it's going to come out just a month before the new 2022 Need for Speed. And it's, for me, these two games are going to go head to head. There is going to be in-depth customization for the cars and also for your character as well. It's only going to be on PC for now, but I do believe there will be an Xbox and PlayStation port. The studio did delay it by a year because they were not happy with releasing a half-finished product, which for me is an amazing thing that the studio is happy to hold it back and do a proper job and make sure the fans are happy with the game. The game is going to be set in a city called Sunset City, which is going to be rumored to be a massive map which you can race through, drift through, obviously race with your friends. At the moment there is 5 confirmed different clubs. Obviously each club's going to have a different driving style, and you have to drive in that style to impress the crew and then work your way up in that crew to go against the boss. And it really does give me vibes of Need for Speed Underground, which for me, I'm going to get this game just to get that taste again, because I do miss that and I don't want to get back into talking about Need for Speed. And the one last thing for this game, there is a confirmed day and night cycle, which it's always good to see, because you want to be going through the streets, drifting as you're going through the sunset with the sunset behind you. You're going to get some beautiful screenshots for this game. That is all the games that are being released, all the racing games I should say, that are being released in 2022. As for now, there will be some more probably announced later on down the line, but once they are, I will do an update video. So please stay in tune, like I said, ring that bell, hit that sub button, ring the bell to keep up to date. Leave a comment down below of whatever you want me to cover and what you liked from this video, and if you want me to cover the genre that you like. But I'm going to go head back to the range. You can join me there with the link down in the description. But see you all later. I'm going to head back to the range to practice my driving. Thank you and goodbye.